Hello YouTube, welcome to another deck profile here. We have another top 4 finisher from the Portuguese National Championship. And what did we have yet? We did not have a Mathmech deck list yet. So there is Joao bringing us a Mathmech deck, his Mathmech deck that he piloted all the way into top 4 of the tournament. How do you feel right now? Still happy about the accomplishment of the weekend?
I feeling great, feeling great. Before profile, I would like to clarify a bit before about the idea of going into deck building.
Sure,
I
sure.
think it's important.
Go ahead.
The national structure itself. So, Joao, I will learn from the previous year, and I won like in 2016 as well.
Oh, sick. So you're very
Yeah,
accomplished.
in Portugal. I don't know if that means a
Still, I
lot.
mean, that's still cool.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Uh, year COVID remote YCS, I always bubble the event, major events. Got very fourth at the remote,
Ah, yeah.
and I quit the game and come back in 2022 for the nationals.
Yeah, yeah.
Won the event with Espia at the
Wow.
time.
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Uh, Heroes bubbled out, gave return for nationals this year. Thinking maybe I can win it again. Let's see if I go to Heroes. Let's see. So I got fourth. The third fourth sucks. It happens. But I played the regional 2 weeks of April on a Tuesday. It was
Yeah.
holiday in Portugal.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Saw that no, and I also played Mathmech at the regional, and I saw that no one was that was knew were good was playing trap decks. So there's nothing for trap decks here in my list.
That's interesting. Yeah, I see.
There's not even a Darby Feathers or anything like for trap decks. I just assumed there was none. I knew there was going Spanish players at the Portuguese nationals, and played Labyrinth. I face any. But Labyrinth is more like a shifter deck, so is it what it is.
Yeah, yeah, I see.
Okay, so why did I play Mathmech? I knew the format pretty well, and I wanted the deck that could fit the most entraps, and it was between Mathmech or Super Heavy Samurai,
Yeah, makes
and I
sense.
didn't feel comfortable with Super Heavy yet. The combo, like the first week, and I needed to playtest a lot before, and I did not have the time to even think possibility of playing Super Heavies.
Yeah, so Mathmech was kind of a comfort pick then, pretty much.
Yeah, I played it as regional. I was super confident with the deck.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew the lines. And the most important thing about this deck is how do you manage your hand traps, and I was comfortable with that. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, the build was as really as the side deck it's standard. Like you have room for like 5 card changes, not a lot. It's more about how you play the deck and the lines.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether you included any cards from Cyberstorm Axis, but I would say let's just get into the action and let's just watch the
Ah,
profile.
the ca- the camera died.
Oh, the
Yeah,
camera died. Oh, I
yeah.
see. Yeah, true. It's not in the chat anymore.
Daily limit. Daily card limit on my phone.
No worries, no worries.
Can you see it? You
Let me
can.
check. Yes, it's back. It's back.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
get into the
Let me
action.
just the mic. To, yeah. Technical device.
Should be right now.
Yes, I can hear you and I can see the cards as well.
Okay,
Let's go.
so I can go to the profile now. I played three circular. Yeah, it's a math deck.
Sure, sure.
Nothing crazy here. Crazy. Like 3 diameter. The third one is mandatory at this point. I
Okay.
didn't play any of the the new firewall cards. They all suck.
Oh, really?
The
You think they're
problem.
not good? You decided actively against them, or did you just not have them in time?
Oh, I read them all, and all of the best one, the firewall defense, not defender, the firewall, the the the
Hi.
orange one. If his card is sent to the graveyard, and
Yeah.
we are on an Arise Hearts format, so
Fair
well,
enough, fair enough. So I think
yeah.
it like enables you one card combos, but the thing is you already have the best one card combo in the entire format, so I don't really understand adding the defense as well. Yeah, yeah, you have circular already. That's a good thing, yeah. So it's kind of weird.
Circulars, I have 9 circulars, 3 diameters with like extenders to add the circular.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see the purpose. We are on a again a right hard format. Why would you play?
Yeah, understandable for sure.
It's good like on other matchups to play around bestials and ghost bow on the trap cards because of Signet the counter trap deck.
Yeah.
That's the only plus side. But again, it's 2 bricks to the deck, 3 really good cards. Except against the matchup, I didn't see the purpose, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Spirits is the same thing. I didn't play the spirits as well. They take spaces that could be end traps, and the deck doesn't need more starters. It has a perfect ratio of starters and end traps.
Yeah, I mean, your run again shows that the deck is just very, very well playable into the format now, even post Cyberstorm Access for sure.
Like, it does. I think the Cyberstorm Access doesn't add like any power cards. It just adds more decks.
True, true.
So, like, yeah, the decks also boost to end traps, so it's the format doesn't change a lot. Just new players entering the format.
Yeah.
So like, yes, I played 2 sigmas, 2 additions, 2 subtractions.
Pretty standard.
They were all pretty standard. You could cut 1 addition or subtraction in point 5. I always do both sides. The only reason why I played 2 sigmas is because of Kashtira and Runic.
Yeah.
If the decks didn't, I will only play 1. I sold out 1 in the matchups where they don't take out cards from my deck. 1 to draw. Well, exceeds. It's the Mathmech Reptrix cards deck. It's played everywhere. It's a really insane card. It's a card that lets you play. Like sometimes I have Signet Mining. And like an end trap, and go for Parallel Exceed, and after that I go for Signet. Like stop me on the Exceed, and then
yeah.
I will play the so 3 Exceeds. And factorial, nothing new here. I think everyone is playing these ratios. So I played 2 of these when they played Pot of Desires. I didn't see the purpose of Pot of Desires. I want my deck to be as consistent as possible, and losing and this pre-draw 2, okay, but I have cards that I don't want to banish, like Sigma and Gamma for the driver package.
And also just feels so dangerous into Kashtira to banish so many cards face down, right?
Exactly. Also that. I played 3 mining and 3 small world. Mining sucks against Kashtira.
Yeah, because you can't activate it on the rise.
See. So I always side out the 3, but see it for consistency. Like if the shifter going first, have it. If they don't, I can play going first. So going second is a dead card, basically.
Yeah.
A small world is basically the reason why I first got interested in this deck. And not the Arise Arts.
Yeah.
And this combination of cards was like, okay, this is a deck that I can play and beat Kashtira consistently. That play came up like twice during the event. I have access to the Infinity Track Link monster behind. If the Riser. So this was like MVP. Gamma is the best entry of the format. Always is, always will be. In the OCG, it sets 1.
Yeah.
It's a card. It takes out the monster and negates the effect. It's Ghost Ogre and Veilor in the same card. It's really good.
Do you think it will ever be hit in the TCG? On the Forbidden and Limit list?
I think it shouldn't. But in I don't know. I think I will hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a fair card because it balances out games, right? Because going second, this card makes you play the game a lot more, and therefore I kind of like it being in the format and kind of like it being a part of the metagame because it's also quite skillful to use because some people will just use Gamma at a very bad timing and then they will not get rewarded for it, and good players will always use it at good times and therefore profit off of that card a lot.
In top 16, like I gamma the sprite player, and he wasn't me. I gamma him again, and he ghost belled me. And I'm like, okay, I have a dead gamma now, but you lost 2 cards.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I guess I won already.
We will take that trade, yeah.
Gamma was the best card. Is the best end trap of the format for sure. Even cash tier players are playing Gamma.
Yeah.
So you know that's a really good card. I think.
True.
Did you profile the first place already?
With second place, I did the profile, yeah.
I think the second place didn't play Gamma, but the first place main deck.
He main decked it even. Yeah, true. I saw that.
Yeah, end traps. I played 2 Ghost Ogre. This was for Samurai and Purely, adapting to the new format.
Mhm.
It's against Kashtira. You can hit, and that's pretty much it. It's really good if you have Nib also in hand.
Yeah, true. The combination is great.
Because it forces them to make a Rise Heart. Bad, but yeah, it's birth and you side out game 2. It's bad because it sends to grave, so it's dead if they have shifter.
Yep.
But it's not awful. It's not awful. It's an end trap. It's really good against. It's the most skillful end trap play, and I was really confident with that. Against Mathmech, it should probably suck, but if you hit like in the mirror, you know the combos, you know where the weak spots are, and sometimes it's really awkward when you get hit with it.
So what would be a weak spot? When would you hit the mirror with Ogre?
Depends really on the combo line. You sometimes you hit the splash maze and they cannot go for it, so sometimes you hit the Alva version so that they cannot tribute and trigger, so that they cannot tribute the monster.
Yeah.
Depends on the combo line itself. You need to really know what the opponent is doing.
Yeah,
know
true.
To go
Yeah, fair point.
It's not like you hit my friend Purely.
Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah.
There's no card like that. So I made a concession that no one was going to play Branded, and I main decked only 2 Ash Blossoms. I was 3 Branded. I'm wrong. I played 3 Branded, 2 on Swiss, 1 on top.
Yeah.
The same guy that I won against all my Branded opponents. The one guy I won in round 4 played again him on top 6 and top 8. Against him on top 8. I drew that, but he had crossouts, so that
Yeah.
So yeah, but two ash, I think it's reasonable in this format. It's not anything except Branded, and you never want to see double of them. Oh. Traps, I want to see a diversity of them. I played Veiler and 3 Imperm.
Yeah, just generic good stuff, sure.
Yeah, in Ghost Moner, Ashtira, it can be sent to grave. Having to activate it on the summon of the cards, it's like, say, to me, I prefer Veiler. Because you can force the Cashtira effects so that they cannot rebirth and use again.
Yeah.
So I have Imperm is a mandatory card to play it.
Agreed.
Triple draw, it's the best of the format. The best paired with Gamma. They are the both centraps.
For sure.
Yeah, nothing much to say. It stops all the decks, stops Mathmech, stops. Yeah, it's really good. And some people for bridge for small world play eccentric. Some people play kaiju. Does the same.
Yeah.
So it's a light that's a big level, weird stats. Why would you play eccentric? I never understood those lists that play eccentric. I just put the name.
Yeah, but compared to kaiju, would you have maybe considered playing a kaiju instead of the Nibiru?
No. I side the kaiju.
Yeah.
My thing was I want all my cards to be live, going first or second. The kaiju is good against Ashtira if you go second, and it really is a specific card in specific situations, because sometimes you small world for the kaiju and they banished the small world trigger and put out a Fenrir. It's like
Yeah,
it wasn't worth it. Um, yeah, and I honestly I sided in the kaiju going second, and I think I never added it out of small world.
Okay.
I drew it once and it was okay, but it was 2 cards to add a kaiju and it doesn't do a lot. I don't know. Real value of the card. Sometimes I prefer just to add parallel exceeds and have an
Mhm.
extender.
Mhm. All right. Let's go on to
Yeah.
the extra deck first of
So
all.
yeah, so token, yeah, whatever. Sure, I went on an adventure. Sorry. I played Tulip Fashion. This is
Oh, okay.
the second one is mandatory. It's
Oh,
mandatory.
okay.
You do this if you have the second one and you actively think on doing it to clear boards, just to summon off the trap. It level 4 monsters. Like doesn't say you need to use Super Factorial to summon these
Mhm,
cards.
mhm.
You can like just like summon. It's insane. If if they have like end traps are here to simplify the game states, and this card means in simplified game states. It's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I think it makes sense. Well, version, it's mandatory to play two. Nothing special here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. So one Vinkaribo, one All Mirage. You play like almost summon man traps. You need to play down Mirage. Vinkaribo is really necessary. Updates. We need to play two because Cashtira formats.
Mhm, mhm.
I had 16 slots. I will play the second one since I only have 15
Mhm, mhm.
to cut down the splash mage and be more conservative while using it. It's a good card, but you only have space for one. One Cyber's Wicked, and the 15 card
Ooh,
was the Pit Knight.
that's not standard, really, right?
When we played, it was more standard a couple months ago. When Cashier entered the format, it fell off because of space for in extra deck.
Mhm, mhm.
But in my opinion, this is the best card against Kashtira
Oh.
because like you know what he does.
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know.
So pointing to it, and and basically this we have parallel exit in hand.
Mhm.
Everything or if you have circular exit, you summon this card after you summon the Itzel. The first Kashtira, and the second one that the trap takes care of it. So second, if they play the Rise Heart on the left extra monster zone, you can do all Mirage, uh, Knight points to it, and then Pit Knight negates the Rise Heart.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Interesting. That was a cute play that happened at the event. Yeah. Ooh, exit full screen. What happened here? Okay. Okay. Wait. So I played one transcode, and one needs so this code here.
Okay, so what would be the card that Kashtira players would banish against you when they see your extra deck going first?
If they are good,
Okay,
they're
yeah. So
banished.
what should they banish? Okay. Yeah,
It's the
that's
splash mage.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
If they have way of ending with unicorn on boards, they can go for the access codes because they take out both.
Yep, yep, yep.
But I will argue one card out, you take the splash mage.
Yeah, probably. Agree.
Or the transcodes. It's a reasonable thing to say the transcode over the splash mage. Both do the same purpose.
Kinda, yeah. True.
For only one, you probably take the splash mage. If you have two, take the access code out. But some people only can take one and they take the access codes regardless. So
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Doesn't make any. So for side deck,
Yes.
it's 3 ghost bells.
Mm-hmm.
I knew the mirror was going to be really prevalent. Also against Purely, no, not Purely, against branded. Okay,
Yeah,
branded.
of course, of course.
And as any matchup where I think they would side in bestials, like Sprite, for example.
Hmm.
There was one thing that at the regional there was a lot of runic players. See them that many, it's pretty awful at the event. Some people that were playing runic to samurai, which I
Hmm.
knew there were going to be like at least 6 good players that played samurai. But there was not that much runic, and I was prepared for runic, which kind of sad, but like it's whatever. So it is what it is. Uh, played the second nib.
Hmm.
Between the second nib, the third ghost ogre, or the third ash, and I nib with 2 of each and trapped, and it was okay.
Yeah.
It's the best one against Kashtira, which was, if you see my main deck, you see that it's a it's a bit not on Kashtira, and the side is more for Kashtira. Which you can argue that Kashtira is the best deck of the format, and you need to prepare it in the main deck. But in deck for Kashtira, it's worse against every other thing, and you should
Yeah.
prepare for the other things.
And I mean the
Yeah,
the meta right now is so widely spread, so it's not really
yeah.
secure that you're going to play against Kashtira that much, right? Yeah, I understand that for sure.
I actually did. I actually did. Because of the new formats, people were still playing the 1 week to play cards. People were still playing Kashtira.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them. So I played the Kaiju Kurikara. Kurikara was insane. Of edit out of small worlds. Trigger the. It's the same thing with Gamma. Trigger the with small world, and then it's in this deck. If you play small world, you need to play Kurikara.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Non-negotiable. I played Call by the Grave for going first against Kashtira and going first or second against most of the other matchups. But this to you need to draw this AF shifter.
Yep.
Players there that were good were playing around Gamma, so they were not on standby phase. I took out the Gammas going first against Kashtira.
Hmm.
It's because they were playing around it. So yeah, I took more traps. I played 2 Book of Eclipse because this reason I need cards to be good going first or second against Kashtira. Of Eclipse was to me the best one. It was between Eclipse or Book of Moon, obvious,
Yeah.
and Book of Eclipse loses to Ash Blossom. Thought that most Kashtira players were going to drop the Ash Blossoms because there was not a lot of branded, and they preferred Gamma and Droll. And I was actually correct on this. If you look at the lists,
Yeah.
they didn't. Most of them Ash. Eclipse was a great choice. I think I never did it against Kashtira though. For it, again, this was for Runic.
Hmm.
For Runic, for anything, I didn't tie this into against Kashtira. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see the real value because if you the thing is, to I needed cards when they you need to pass,
Hmm.
and if you debarrier them, they just OTK you.
Yep, that's true.
And debarrier to me wasn't really that good. It was more for some for other decks that for sprites for things like that that debarrier was good against. For Kashtira, I played 2 debarriers and 2 deflectors.
We. So that's a lot of going first cards overall.
My deck has 18 entraps, already
Yeah.
17.
True, true.
I didn't see the purpose of trying to fit in more going I have 3 of like 6 and generic
Yeah.
6 going second cards.
Yeah, I understand that logic for sure.
My against going second, so I just thought I need to side going first.
Yeah.
And Deflector is the best card of the format. Negates the best trap. It's good against Fry as well. It negates the equip one that tributes for cost.
The for hire one. Oh, which one do you mean?
they add tribute summon from deck, summon scales. Super,
Oh,
super
yeah.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Ah,
negates
true.
Peacemaker, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Probably the same.
And that's pretty much all it does against the matchup. But it's like a 1-for-1. That's basically pretty much an Ash Blossom, but it's good. I cited them as well. The spell, like they cannot put scales up.
Yeah.
Purely, it negates everything Purely does. They have to have 2 trap cards, 2 spells to like summon 1 monster, and they can 1 because they have to chain to the defender.
Yeah.
Groovy good against Purely. I don't think I have anything else to say about this cards.
I mean, against Runic, of course, it's really good as well. Very obviously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Well,
not much
I
Runic
think-
left in the format, but maybe it is coming back. Now that nobody is playing Runic, maybe it will come back. Who knows? It's always that back and forth, right? Always shifting back and forth in the meta. But yeah, Joao, thank you so much for joining us for the deck profile. Once again, congratulations to you for that huge success of making top 4 at the Portuguese National Championship. And to everyone watching this, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, or like this video and subscribe to the channel rather. And leave a comment what you think about Mathmech in the upcoming format. Do you like the new firewall package in it or not? Because Joao, as you saw, has decided against it and wasn't really a big fan of it. There you can see it. But yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and see you for another deck profile very, very shortly.